What's up y'all, welcome to yet another video. Today we are going to look at how to make kick-ass lovable landing pages. When I first started with Lovable, my landing pages weren't that great, and that was part of me just thinking that all I need to do is prompt Lovable and it'll do the rest for me. So you can see I've built a ton of different projects and learned a thing or two about landing pages in Lovable. So we're going to use two different tools today to show you how to make really classy landing pages in Lovable. My first idea is go to something like Framer. So I'm in Framer right now or on framer.com. Look at their marketplace and then find something that you like. So in my case, I really like this template here, which is a pre-built template for Framer, and Framer is a landing page builder. Now, I want Lovable to build something similar. So what I have done here is given a prompt that I would like to have this landing page redone, but I want that same UI. And I'm currently doing this in the Atlas browser using ChatGPT right here within Atlas. But if you're on Chrome, you can do the same thing within Chrome using Gemini. And then once you're done and you have your prompt, so my original prompt up here was explain this site's UI to me so I can give it to Lovable to build something similar. It did that, but then I realized I didn't add that I want the copy of the site to be similar to my topic. So I said, okay, now redo the UI and the copy for my course that's about making Lovable landing pages better. So now we have our UI and our copy, so user interface and copy. And this is good obviously if you are not a UI UX designer, which I am not by any means. So I like to take inspiration from these sites, but hey, if you're already good at this stuff, then you don't need to do this step. You can just go and build your stuff in Lovable. So here it is. I'm going to copy this. And then my next tip for you is when you paste it in Lovable, first explain to it what you're looking to do. So in our case, we want to build a course landing page. That's going to be my first prompt. Once I have written that prompt, I'm just going to put the rest of the stuff in here. What I do like to do is keep this chat button pressed. So first I make sure that Lovable understands the concept, and then I can go and actually implement the plan. Now doing it this way does cost you extra credits. So right now I have 33.6 credits left. And once I do this, it's going to eat up 1 credit. But that's okay because at least I know that I'm going to be on the right track with Lovable and it's not going to hallucinate, which it has come a long way. It is far from hallucination. It keeps getting better. So thank you, Lovable team, for building an amazing product. Now you can see it's gone off. And since I was in chat mode, before it even implements anything, it's going to create an implementation plan for me. All right, so it's asking us a few questions. What's your preferred accent color for CTAs and highlight? Let's go with gradient purple blue. And if you click something by mistake, you can always go back. How would you like to handle the payment checkout? Let's do external link. For the before after carousel, what content should we use? Let's go with placeholder mockups. And should we build all 15 section at once or start with the core section? Let's go with MVP first. So I make sure that I'm on the right track before we build the whole thing and eat up a bunch of credit. And who are you building this for? This is going to be for external users to purchase the product. And that's it. Now we hit submit and we are still in chat mode. That means we're still going to be able to see what Lovable is planning to do before we implement this plan. So I'm going to give it a few, let it do its thing. And once this implementation plan is ready, we'll be right back. All right, here's what I got back from Lovable. This is our MVP plan for a dark modern aesthetic with deep backgrounds, theme, purple and blue gradient. And then we have our MVP sections. So sticky header, hero section, core features, pricing, FAQ, final. What's not an MVP, it's telling you that. And then the tech approach is the single page layout, all components built with existing shade UI or shade CN/UI plus custom styling. I don't know what that means, but because I copied that from ChatGPT, ChatGPT has made Lovable understand what that means, and now it's going to go and implement that. Now, while this is happening, what I also like to do is go and take this exact same prompt, and what we're going to do is build this in a free tool. For our next one, we're going to go to Stitch with Google. This is a free service on the AI plan, I believe. So I'm on the $20 a month Google AI plan, and they have launched Stitch with Google. And if you haven't seen that video, I will link to that video. You can check it out. But here you can design websites or you can design apps from a UI perspective, but you could also bring them to life using Google AI Studio. So what we're going to do is try to build this exact same landing page on Stitch. Now, before we begin, if I show you the Stitch settings, you get 150 daily credit, and depending on your prompt and how complex it is, typically costs you about 20 credits to get a prompt to be built. So for this first one, I think it should cost us 20 credits to get this landing page going. Unlike Lovable, Google Stitch is not going to ask for confirmation. It's going to essentially go ahead and start the build. However, if you are building an app design layout, sometimes it does show you a confirmation and gives you about 30 seconds to accept that before it just auto builds it for you. So right now, Stitch with Google will take about 110 seconds to get this built, 2 minutes. And while we wait for those 2 minutes, let's head back over to our Lovable page and see how far it's come. So that is still being built. You can see it's implementing, it's taking screenshots, it's designing the system. And if you click the show all, you can see under the hood on what's happening. Now we have our familiar Lovable layout where we have our chat window on the left and then the landing page on the right. And here we have our landing page already built and out of the box, and I think it's looking really good. And if we compare this to the Framer landing page, you can see this is what the Framer one looked like, and this is what our Lovable landing page looks like. And I would say overall that's a great first start. And we started with 33 credits, now we are left with 30, so about 3.5 credits to get a simple landing page built with modern web design, modern UI. I think that's a great first step. Now, I could have asked it to build the whole product, not just the MVP, but because I don't want to lose too many credits, this is one of the ways I would recommend using Lovable, is taking the website that you inspire from, understanding what that website's UI, the wireframe, the user interface looks like, and then feeding that into Lovable. Now, let's go back to Google Stitch and see if we have that landing page built in Stitch. All right, yes, we do. And this one is also looking good already. So this one is a yellow color scheme, but it looks really good. Like modern, clean layout, everything is looking great. Now, what I can do here in Stitch is I can actually select this, look at different previews, see how it's going to look on mobile, on tablet and desktop. And if I don't like something, I can hit edit and I can ask Stitch to change whatever I don't like about. Now I can also generate a prototype, but in order to generate a prototype, Stitch requires you to have more than one screen so it can make it a interactive mockup. We don't need to do that right now. What we need to do is we need to export this and then bring it into Lovable to show you how you would then design this in Lovable. So you can export it directly to AI Studio, to Jules, to a zip code, or copy to clipboard. Let's try copy to clipboard first, and then I can go back to Lovable and paste it right here. So what this does is it pastes the entire HTML code into Lovable, and then from here, I can just go back and redo my prompt and say, let's redo the landing page based on the design below. Since I already have the design, I don't need to go back in chat mode. I can just hit send, and Lovable should be able to read that HTML file, the HTML code, and based on that, it should be able to redo my entire landing page just from that one prompt to Google Stitch. And I personally feel like the Google Stitch landing page was a little bit better than what Lovable gave me out of the box, as far as the having that entire page and then also making sure that it flow of it was very cohesive. And here we go. Now this entire landing page has been rebuilt based on the prompt that I gave it and then also the HTML code. And then you can continue to iterate on this within Lovable, or if you like it in a platform like Stitch, you can just take it from there, export it to Google AI Studio and continue to work on it in AI Studio. And there you have it, folks. That's a couple of ways I would go about building landing pages when using Lovable. If you like this video, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, and until next time, keep prompting.